Good morning. Want to take a minute and answer one last question that I had about fasting. From the second blog post, I had a friend of mine ask about fasting when you have adrenal problems. She asked specifically about adrenal fatigue, but it could be any kind of adrenal dysregulation. So I want to address that because I think it's a good question and she's probably not the only one that has it. Theory being, adrenals handle to some degree our stress response. So the thinking would be that when you fast, you're adding additional stress, and so that's an additional load on the adrenals. If you already have adrenal trouble, do you really want to add that load to the adrenals? I understand the thought process, but I think you have to take kind of a bigger picture view of things. If you're looking at it from a kind of a narrow point of view, that makes perfect sense. But one of the reasons we do fasting is to fix some blood sugar issues or to allow your body to normalize the way it handles blood sugar. That's probably a better way I should say it. If you have blood sugar issues, if you're one of those people that says that, oh my gosh, I can't fast if I go more than 3 hours without eating, I get shaky and grumpy and I can't do it, then you have blood sugar issues. Maybe they're low, maybe they're high, maybe it's reactive hypoglycemia where it gets high and then drops. Whatever. That adds stress to you every day, every meal, every week, forever, until you fix it. If a few short rounds of fasting, episodic fasting, is enough to regulate your blood sugar or allow you to regulate your blood sugar properly, and now if you miss a meal or two, you just tap into fat storage. If you don't miss a meal, you live on what you're eating, and you just kind of effortlessly glide back and forth, you're not stressing your adrenals every day. Blood sugar dysregulation is a major stress for the adrenal glands, really for the whole adrenal system. You have to understand that we have what's called an HPA axis, hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. The hypothalamus and the pituitary have to tell the adrenals what to do. They kind of coordinate that action. Well, they also coordinate what our pancreas does. They coordinate what our gonads do. They, coordinate what our thyroid does. They're involved in a lot of that. If you are having adrenal dysregulation, it's what we call an HPA axis problem. And you're stressing the upper management part of that every time you have blood sugar issues as well. So if you're someone who has blood sugar issues or has storage and retrieval issues, if you haven't watched the first and second blog post on fasting, you probably need to go back and look at those to understand what I'm talking about here. But if you're one of those people, the argument could be made that living your life is adding stress to your adrenals, and that may be why you have some of the adrenal problems you have. If you're able to fast in a few episodes, 4 or 5 episodes, maybe 6, and you're able to start to allow your body to rebalance the blood sugar or reestablish its control over the blood sugar, then you're taking away that daily stress of not being able to be metabolically flexible. So building metabolic flexibility reduces the load on your adrenals overall, even though it may take a couple short bursts of stress to get you there. Now, if when you try to do an episode of fasting, you realize that it's just too much for you, then you're one of those people that doesn't do well with it. You need to get more adrenal work or HPA axis work done first, and then go into this. Talk to your functional medicine doctor, talk to me, and we'll kind of help you determine that. But I think for the most part, if you back out a little bit and take a broader view of the subject, you can see that episodic or intermittent fasting, if it helps you handle your blood sugar over time, takes a load off the adrenals on a daily basis and probably leaves you better off in the long run. So good question about the stress of fasting when you have adrenal issues. Hopefully I covered it. If you have more questions, just make a comment below and I'll answer them as I need to. All right, thanks. Hope you guys have a great day today. And until I see you next time, eat for your health, train for performance, and live the life you love today. Thanks.